So Mr. Worley's gone and you are going after him?
Yes. What do you say to that, Ectel?
I say beware.
Oh, I must explain the situation. My father and Mrs. Sorby are going to be married.
Going to be married?
So it's come to that at last.
This is surely not true.
Yes, my dear Rowling, it's true enough.
You're going to marry again?
Yes, it looks like it. Worley has gotten a special license, and we're going to be married quite quietly up at the works.
Then I must wish you all happiness. Like a dutiful stepson.
Thank you very much, if you mean what you say. I certainly hope it will lead to happiness, both for Worley and for me.
You have every reason to hope that. Mr. Worley never gets drunk, as far as I know. And I don't suppose he's in the habit of thrashing his wives, like the late lamented horse doctor.
Come now, let Sorby rest in peace. He had his good fights too.
Mr. Worley has better ones. I have no doubt, Mrs. Sorby. He hasn't frittered away all that was good in him, at any rate. A man who does that must take the consequences. I shall go out with Moldick this evening.
You mustn't do that, Rowling. Don't do it, for my sake.
There's nothing else for it. If you're going with us, come along.
No, thank you. Ectel doesn't go in for that.
Oh, do hold your tongue!
Goodbye, Mrs. Worley.
You and Dr. Rowling seem to know each other pretty intimately.
Oh, yes. We've known each other for many years. At one time, it seemed as if things might have gone further between us.
Well, surely lucky for you that they did not.
Oh, you may very well say so. But I have always been wary of acting on impulse. A woman can afford absolutely to throw herself away.
Are you not in the least afraid that I may tell my father about this old friendship?
Well, why, of course. I have told him all about it myself.
Indeed.
Well, your father knows every single thing that can, with any truth, be said about me. I have told him all. It was the first thing I did when I saw what was in his mind.
Then you have been franker than most people, I think.
Well, I have always been frank. We women find that the best policy.
What do you say to that, Jean?
Oh, we're not all alike, us women aren't. Some are made one way, some another.
Well, for my part, I think it's wisest to do as I have done. And Worley has no secrets either on his side. Well, that's really the great bond between us, you see. Now he can talk to me as openly as a child. He has never had a chance to do that before. Oh, fancy a man like him full of health and vigor and spending his whole youth in the best years of his life and listening to nothing but penitential sermons. And very often those sermons have for their text the most imaginary offenses. So I understand.
That's true enough.
If you ladies are going to follow up this topic, I better withdraw.
Oh, you can stay as far as that's concerned. I shan't say a word more. But I wanted you to know that I have done nothing secretly or in an underhand way. I may seem to have come in for a great piece of luck, and so I have in a sense. But after all, I don't think I am getting any more than I am giving. I shall stand by him always, and I can care and tend for him as no one can, now that he is getting helpless.
I'm getting helpless.
Hush, don't speak of that here.
There is no disguising it any longer, however much he may wish to. He is going blind.
Going blind? Well, that's strange. She too, going blind.
Lots of people do.
Yes. And you can imagine what that means to a businessman. Well, I shall try as best I may to make my eyes take the place of but I mustn't stay here any longer. I've heaps of things to do still. Oh. Bye-bye, Ectel. I was to tell you that if there is anything more Worley can do for you, that you must justify to Greyberg.
That's an offer I'm sure young Hector will decline with thanks.
Will you present my compliments to your future husband? And tell him that I very shortly intend to call upon Mr. Greyberg.
Somebody, you don't really mean that.
To call upon Mr. Greyberg, I say, and obtain an account for the sum I owe his principal. I will pay that debt of honor. Pay the whole with 5% interest.
But my dear Ectel, God knows we haven't got the money to do it.
Be good enough to tell your future husband that I'm working assiduously at my photography. Please tell him that what sustains me in this laborious task is the wish to free myself from a torturing burden of debt. All profit shall be devoted to releasing me to my obligations to your future husband.
Something has happened here. Well, goodbye. There was something else I wanted to talk to you about, Gina.